Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video, as you have already saw the thumbnail or the title of the video, this is quite a different video from what I post, but rather a life lesson video. And I'm sure many people know who is Andrew Tate, and he is the most Google searched person, and there are a lot of things about him on social media platforms and on the news. Nevertheless, I found that there are certain things that you can learn from him. For example, he has spoken on certain quotes that are really hard hitting reality. Some of these are not discussed in schools, and lot of us relate to these quotes based on our own personal experience. Why not take few quotes that I feel are definitely a hard hitting reality? So let's get started. The first quote is, your mind must be stronger than your feeling. So, how many of you have been in a situation where you have to be strong in your mind? I'm sure there are several people in several points in their time would have gone through this reality. But it's important that only when you are strong in your mind and ignore your feelings, you can go towards your goal and achieve the goal. So that is what exactly first quote is all about. The second quote is, do the impossible and you will never doubt again. This is really a hard hitting reality for myself, and I'm sure it will definitely be a quote that you can all relate to it, because all of us have imposter syndrome, right? You always doubt yourself, you always feel that if I can do it or not, what if I fail. So but once you do that particular action or anything that you feel fear, then you'll feel that, okay, I'm capable enough in doing this. So that's what this particular quote tells, that if you do the impossible, you never doubt yourself. The third quote is, stress tolerance is the best indicator of a person's likelihood of success. This is a fantastic quote, guys. Why? Because all of us have been in a situation where you might be stressful of what things are happening, or if you may be in a situation where your task is currently a stressful task. But if you can endure that, or if you can only endure that stress, you can achieve that success, right? So that is exactly what this quote says. Only if you tolerate that stress that comes within a particular task or something that you want to achieve, you can definitely achieve and become successful. The fourth quote, find a person who is successful as you would like to be and ask them what to do it and work hard. I don't know how many of you have read a book called Think and Grow Rich. I'm sure this is one of the most famous book in several years, or even in the recent times. Why? Because in this book, the author talks about a particular mastermind group. In here, the author also tells that you have to have your own mastermind group, where that group will help you in communicating and share your brainstorm ideas and get to where you want to be. So this is exactly what the quote is also telling. You have to reach out to the person who is successful and whom you would like to be. Like, for example, you might have a role model, right? I mean, obviously we all have role models who are kind of celebrities, but you can never reach out to them. They might be as busy as possible and famous as possible. They don't have to reach out, be available. So but at the same time, if you have a particular people in your life who you would like to be, for example, in a professional setup, some of you would have mentors who you like to be. So be with them, ask them how they have attained that success or how they reached that path, and ask them what to do and work hard on that. I'm sure that will definitely help all of us to be that person one day. The fifth quote is, don't listen to the advice of people who are living lives you don't want to live. I'm sure this is one quote that many people might stumbled upon, because there are several people advises you, right? Be it your family member, your friends, your well-wishers. There are several people who advises you to what to do, what not to do, or if you're doing something wrong. It is actually in our hands that we need to consider whether you need to listen to those feedback or advices. If that person is not living the life that you want, and if his advices doesn't make sense to you, I'm sure I don't think it's even possible for you to implement those advice, right? So if the interest is different, I'm sure it's not even possible to implement that advice. So that is what this quote says. The next quote is, people who train every day do not want to train every day. They are not motivated to train every day. They have something else. They are disciplined. So people who constantly go to gym or constantly are doing a certain act or trying to build a habit or healthy lifestyle, something I also recently found that they are not motivated, so they are basically disciplined. They're disciplined in performing that act or performing that task in a disciplined way or in a consistent way that eventually puts them into a path where it never no longer they no longer feel that it's kind of a hardship. So this quote is the same. So that is what the quote says. The quote says that people are not basically motivated. If that person is doing a particular work and consistently, it only means that the person is disciplined. The seventh quote is, I grow wiser with every scar. Now, scar is what do you mean by scar? Scar is nothing but some failures or some pain that you have gone through over the course of your life, and that is what Andrew Tate has mentioned here, that he grows wiser with every scar. So only when you have certain defeats or failures or certain setbacks in your life, then you'll realize that you'll learn some life lessons, you'll learn how to be mature enough. So that's why I feel this quote is really important. The eighth quote is, you are never going to have any of the things that you want if you do not get them yourself. Nobody cares about you enough to do it for you. So for people who have been living in a environment where they get things done by their parents, by their sisters or brothers, you all will learn that in the later part of your life you are the only ones who you need to take care about. I'm sure we have all well wishers, friends to be supportive and to be guiding us on everything, but everybody have their own problems, right? So that's the same thing conveyed in this quote. Nobody cares about you, it is only you who have to care about yourself. So let this quote be a reminder that you have to take care of yourself, and don't wait for someone who's thinking that someone is going to help you on certain situations. So yeah, the ninth quote is, freedom will only come when you no longer trade your time for money. In today's reality, freedom is nothing but you are in a situation where you do not have to trade your time for money. Let's say, for example, there are several YouTubers, several content creators who are now sole content creators. They are not working in any organization or anything. So now they have the freedom of time to trade with their own passion, right? So that's is what is conveyed in this quote, and I'm sure this is definitely one quote that every one of you will relate upon. The 10th quote is, a good plan today is a perfect plan tomorrow. This quote says that some of us always have procrastinated some things, right? Like for example, if you want to do a certain particular action, and if you feel you're not prepared and you keep on procrastinating, that never happens. That action doesn't never ever happens at all. So this is what is conveyed here. For example, I would like to say is, I have been on LinkedIn platform for several years, but only on 2020 or 2021 I realized I could start writing posts, and I did not care about how perfect it is. I just went about writing posts, and eventually I started getting better on writing posts. If at all I did not start and waited in creating a perfect writing article or being better at writing posts, I'm sure I would have not started that journey of writing LinkedIn posts or connecting with people throughout my posts. So that's what is conveyed here, guys. So never ever stick to a perfect plan. This today's plan, whatever you have, go for it. It's definitely will be a kickstart for what can be done tomorrow. The 11th quote is, nobody gives a F about you as much as you have to give F about yourself. This is a similar quote that I already mentioned earlier, and it talks about the same thing, that you have to take care about yourself, and nobody even thinks about what situation you are. For example, you might be very happy, people would envy you for that particular situation, but if you are going through a hardship, there will be certain people sympathizing you, or you might even not know, like, right, whether they are genuinely being with you, or whether they are happy that you are having some problems. So the whole takeaway of this quote is that take care of yourself. Nobody is going to do that for you, and it's definitely responsibility to take care of yourself, not others. And the final quote, when you are a lion, sheep are going to hate you. This is a hard hitting reality, guys. I'm sure people who are watching this video are all goal oriented people, and also people who would like to achieve something in life. When you achieve that, right, when you become successful in life at some point in time, you will notice that there will be some people popping up to hate you, or at least to give the discredit. So always be aware of those sheeps, and this quote conveys exactly the same, right? So it says that when you are successful, the sheeps are going to hate you. Because why are we telling them sheeps? Because they are not able to do it themselves, and they are hating on the other person who's successful, and kind of envying that this guy is successful, guy or girl is successful. So that's the whole point about this quote. And yes guys, so that's all for the video. These are the 12 quotes I felt are hard hitting realities, and none of these are talked upon in schools or taught in schools or any institution for that matter. These are all life lessons that only one can learn through their experiences. So if this video was helpful, or this video gave you some information or life lessons towards you, please do like, share and subscribe. And that is all for today, guys. Bye.